All right, Truth Seekers, we're back for the bonus portion of today's podcast, today being Friday the 4th of December. And in breaking a bit here with post-podcast tradition, when I usually put together these little bonus pieces, in breaking with that tradition, what I want to do here is share with you an email that I got from Bob Alexander, the guy who provided the huge chunk of today's programming. But this was a personal email that he sent to me. But he's referencing in this email last night, Thursday night's program, where I was really expressing the fear and the anguish that I have and a lot of people have over what's happening in this country with COVID-19. And regarding anguish, this is what Bob Alexander wrote to me this morning. He writes, listening to last night's show, that's all I really heard. Anguish. But that's how sane people respond to unwarranted sickness and death. I've been keeping track of the daily COVID-19 infection and death count in the United States since May. You know why? Because my 2 daughters and grandson live in the U.S. My friends live in the U.S. People I care about live in the U.S. And those people are fucking surrounded by stupid people. I've written about crazy, stupid people for years, and now I'm dropping the crazy. The primary thing is stupid. Willful or naturally occurring stupidity is killing the United States. One of the moments, so-called, I wrote back in 2006, you didn't read. It was about responsibility and stupidity. It was how over 90% of the soldiers in Iraq thought they were there to pay back Saddam and Iraq for the 9/11 attacks. They thought that shit because Bush and Cheney and the rest of them, along with a very compliant mass media, kind of said that was the case. They hinted. They said everything they needed to say to give the impression that Saddam was one of the masterminds with bin Laden behind the attacks. It took years before Bush finally said Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11, but by then the damage was done. And when I wrote that so-called moment, I was watching anti-war liberals and progressives bend over backwards to make sure they told every soldier returning from Iraq, thank you for your service. That blew my mind. They were thanking the soldiers who fell for Bush-Cheney lies by participating in the ultimate war crime. So I wrote a moment where I thought that maybe the soldiers who helped make the war crime possible, even though they were lied into it, were still partially responsible for the war crime. Okay, I'm not a very smart guy. When Vietnam was looming, I didn't know anything about Vietnam or why we were fighting over there. So I went to the library and looked it up. And I found the commies were a zero threat to the safety of the United States. And Ho Chi Minh wasn't necessarily the bad guy. So when pretty much my entire chronological peer group was rounded up and sent off to a war, I thought you had to be some kind of a moron to go along with that plan. Leaping ahead decades. There we go, being lied to and off to war and madness again. Afghanistan, Iraq. And now the stupidity of the United States, the nurtured stupidity of the United States is biting everybody in the face. 2,857 people died of COVID-19 yesterday, Thursday. 2,885 died Wednesday, the day before. 2,610 died Tuesday, the day before that. So for the first 3 days of December, on average, over 200,000 people are getting sick with COVID-19 every goddamn day. The country just can't have that many people get sick every day. The country just can't have that many people die every day. It's not sustainable. Societal threads are fraying. Some are broken. More will break. This collapse is what the Biden folks will inherit on Inauguration Day, and the soulless, scum-sucking swine Republicans will screech about whatever the fuck they're going to screech about and blame Biden. Yeah, it's all about stupid. And that's why I wrote that last moment. Stupidity and greed are killing the planet. And now in the United States, stupidity is killing the country. About those fraying, broken, and near breaking societal threads, sooner or later, it's going to be a problem transporting or going or moving shit from point A to point B. So stock up for the winter. It looks like it's going to be bad. Bob.